Hey there everyone and welcome to another Near Monsters video. In this video we're going to take a look at Time Attack. Now Time Attack's come out for the 5th time ever, and this time they decided to make it a lot tougher. So previously we've had randomized battles, which means even if you come up against a tough battle, you just try again and you can kind of do it. You make a strong Time Attack team like you can see here, and it's reliable enough that you can get through the event. This time they've done some preset battles. Round 11 rather than round 12 for whatever reason seem to be the toughest ones for me. I found a couple of them tricky. I think actually on the 13-minute battle I got beaten by the round 11 team. But anyway, so the preset battles, some of them are very tricky, which has made the whole event a lot harder. However, not only that, also when you complete all the battles, you unlock these 5 wormhole battles. So if you didn't think 3 minutes was hard enough, now you've got 5 battles where it's 2 minutes. So of course, before the event came out, I decided, well, that's what I'm going to make the video about. Me going through those 5 battles. However, I didn't realise quite how insane they'd be, and yeah, so when I came to making this, I decided instead of just simply showing those 5 battles, for a couple of the battles, I'm actually going to show my process for creating the team to beat them, because this team we're looking at here is my general team, and it works for most of the event. I just have to do some slight alteration for some of the battles. However, when it came to a couple of the wormhole battles, I really had to completely overhaul the team and do something else, and I wanted to show what kind of process I did to do that, because I think that's very interesting and very useful for a lot of people as they look at this event and try and work out, okay, how can I overcome some of these challenges? Here's some of the ways you can think about doing that. So we're going to move into the first battle now. There's not really anything to talk about beforehand. I did it first try, so we're just going to jump straight into the footage. In case you're interested, here's the wormhole that you can see. It unlocks after you've done all the battles. So going into the battle, this team is a little bit of a problem at the beginning because it's got the Sherloid. Camouflage and auto-protect is always an issue, but I go into it just full steam ahead. Normal kind of tactic, enraging Nova Drake, and then accelerating and starting to smash the face. Now, the Wicker Chap, I kind of expect to die at this point, but it doesn't die. So now what I need to worry about is Jaguardian's Stealth Bane. I don't particularly want to get hit by that, as well as I can line up the stealth on my team for the incoming Jawshank. So I skip to let Jaguardian just hit me there. I now get rid of the Sherloid, which is a problem, to bring in Jawshank. He's going to then hit 2 things, which doesn't do any damage because they're stealthed. So then I can continue to hit the enemy team. I just get rid of them. If there's any stun, then I can get stunned pretty badly, but luckily there isn't. I don't think there's any stun in this enemy team, which is why I'm able to do it first try. So I just continue to hit them at this point, and hope that in the 1 minute remaining I can get through the battle. Manage to take out that Delegazar with an enraged Nova Drake, even when they're buffed quite heavily actually. I can still smash through most of what's there. So he does the stun and flash, pretty crushing for my team, taking 2 of my monsters out of play. But luckily, this Bundum decides to power slash one of my stunned monsters. So anyway, I can now just hit again because Atrasis will Necromancy the Bundum. Not a huge issue for me. I've got the Tenebrae now to try and take down that Disikian. It's going to be a big problem with those shields, really slowing down my team, so I need to get rid of that ASAP. Now at this point, I also need to get rid of that Willow Worm, so I skip, hit the Willow Worm, and I'm trying to line up my assisted Dusks to hit as many monsters as possible to try to get rid of them. There's not much time left, and luckily, well, of course that does kill those 3 monsters there, but Magatsuha is going to be the problem here, and luckily just about able to close out the match. Got a couple of seconds left, really down to the wire, but we got there. Similarly to Battle 1, Battle 2 I managed to do first try, so we're going to jump straight into it. This battle was very, very well suited to my team. It was a bit of a problem for other people because of these slugs at the beginning, but I don't really mind about that because I just smash everything. So, usual kind of startup, Enrage, Overwatch the Nox Dragon and Accelerate. I do the skip past our Guardian, like the first battle, similar kind of reason why, and then we can just go straight into getting rid of all the enemies. Hoping that there's no stun. Now there's no stun in the enemy team once again, which is the main reason why I managed to do it first try. So here we need to start thinking carefully. We've got a Disikian behind there. Luckily the Thugbilly dies at this point, so what I decide to do is stun the enemy team. Now things line up quite nicely. I was able to see it, and I know from playing this team many times exactly how things will line up. So I was able to do a stun flash I can hit here to get rid of the Disikian's shield just to kind of help get rid of Disikian faster, and then I have time to hit those slugs, get rid of them, and then also hit again to get rid of the shields on the enemies to chain into a Link sneak attack all. It's one of my classic ways to fully sweep through a team very, very smoothly. I know how to do it. It happens frequently. So that Swift Dual Slayer Bane hits 2 ounces. Really unfortunately the Dolphreeze didn't quite die. But anyway, I skip here, hit the enemies, and as you can see, there's just a Wraith Captain left. There's absolutely no way they can finish this off. So it even sleeps my Demon Toad, which is no problem at all. So just cleaning out the match. Very easy battle for me, but it is definitely a tricky one for some other setups. The third battle is where it starts getting really tricky for me. The enemy front line is very annoying. There's a lot of high-speed monsters with killer moves, so it kind of punishes you no matter what you try and do. So I had to change my team to basically put things in for them to kill, and so before then setting up my Nova Drake. So same kind of tactic, but as you can see, I've got a couple of things in there. I stun the Flutterquois out of play before then they kill my team off, and then I've got my normal lineup. And it can be business as usual. I have to do skips and stealth and stuff to try and line things up perfectly, as you'll see later on. So I've now enraged my Nova Drake. I'm not going to hit because I need to line it up on the Dolphreeze that's about to come in to get 2 hits before Dolphreeze gets a turn. So now I can start hitting business as usual, like I said, and get through the enemy team. Now, the Death Revenge was a bit RNG. It was very annoying, and it hit Zulong this time. That was ideal, hitting Zulong. So now I also enraged Nox Dragon. That was the real turning point for me when I thought, okay, enrage Nox Dragon as well. Because now when I hit them, Cosmo Dragon and Chrome Wolf both die, and Cosmo Dragon's Revenge, which normally shields all the teammates, that is gone. Now Nox Dragon as well gets hit and gets an extra turn, which is ideal as well, because now I get to hit everything down to whole ground. Again, enraged Nox Dragon is really what got me there. And then I can take out the Magmarinus, I can then hit, clear out the rest. I'm thinking, this is going brilliantly, and yeah, I'm just closing out the last few enemies. But really, unfortunately, Motor Dragon doesn't die, and annoyingly as well, the Bronze Shell, the second Bronze Shell he added to my team, is next in line. So my team is slowed down completely here, and I'm panicking for a second, thinking, am I not going to be able to do it? I think, okay, is Link 250-second Mega Bomb, is that ready? No, it's not. So then, and in fact, actually, no, was I trying to use that? I must have been trying to use that, but I haven't even got Link. Anyway, as you can see, things do close out. Tenebris is brilliant because it's got high speed. It comes in with a powerful charge move, so I was able to close it out anyway, but a little back at the end there. Battle 4 is where things got absolutely ridiculous for me, and this is where we're going to show the battle 4 times as I work out how to do it. This is my first concept team. Similar kind of idea to what I had before, where I'm giving the enemies a target for them to kill with their killer move. And as you can see, I've set up the sneak attack to get rid of Aura Dragon as the first target. The really big problem here is just loads of camouflage that you can't get rid of. There's the Disikian there. There's other stuff which we'll see in a minute. So now I'm trying to use Delegazar sweeping to get rid of those Stealthbane monsters. So I say Disikian, there's also, Aura Dragon as well. Like, those are both very irritating. We've got the Flocculosaurus coming in now. So that front, this concept that I've put together is mainly for the start of it. You can see it's starting to fall apart as this Disikian gets to kill my Mechaleviathan. I was really hoping to get that team turn. That's not happening. I'm not really able to kill off these enemies particularly effectively now, but I was trying to start somewhere and really start to take apart the enemy team. So the Swift Chrono Killer there, you can see I'm going to line up the double Bloodthirst, kill that Disikian off. I skip with Zulong because I'm going to try and deal with that. So we're going to hit the 2 shielded monsters at this point, Disikian and Flocculosaurus, get rid of them. Shurikaiser, we can remove the stealth from that, so it can't sneak attack, but it is going to poison you to my Tenebris, which isn't ideal. But anyway, now I can do Link Sneak Attack All. I've also got some stun protection, which is perfect for Tigeron. You can see I put a bit of thought into this. Tigeron unfortunately doesn't quite die. And then we've got the enemy sort of end game coming in now. That Dolphreeze with the 2 Diamond Lords, incredibly irritating. And just generally the roaring entrance throughout the enemy team really slows you down because they take time doing their moves. So as you can see, there's no way I can make it now. Unfortunately, this was my first concept and it was good. Really started to do things, but it didn't quite get me there. The second concept I went in with was more focused around Delegazar. I thought, okay, rather than giving Skarlagard a target here, I'm just going to give him Aegis Dragon, because actually he can't kill it, it doesn't really matter, and go more towards this double Bloodthirst sweeping with Delegazar. I've got Mechavarthan behind the Protector, so it's not really going to die, and I can probably get that team turn off. So that's what we're really going for. And then I've got Nova Drake, the Nova Drake setup with Demon Toad for the Enrage and stuff. That's all behind. So as a kind of fallback after this is swept through the first bit, then hopefully go into Nova Drake and clear out the rest. Now, this was the first time I did it, so I didn't know the positions, and this is an important thing to note about Team Turn, is depending on your monster positions, it varies depending on the things. You can see Delegazar did not get the turn first. In the clip you'll see after this, I've reordered the monsters so that Delegazar gets the turn first. It really depends on the exact monsters you're using. They reliably go a certain way around when you do the Team Turn, so reordering them can really help with that. Anyway, enough of that. As you can see, I've been sweeping through the others. I thought as well, okay, it's actually ideal there to kill off the Tigeron and take the stun, because I'm about to get a turn with Mechavarthan, which is stun immune, to then basically absorb that stun when it doesn't really affect me. Thought about that for the next time. This is the first time I'm playing with this setup. So as you can see, pretty effective going through most of the enemy team. I'm going to get stopped here though, because they've still got a few monsters and I'm getting smashed. I am going to get more turns with Delegazar, but the problem is they just got 4 turns in a row, which as you can see is eating through the time like anything. So I try and get rid of these Diamondoids, but it doesn't really line up well. I mean, I've got my double piercing sweeping and everything, and I pause a little bit there, not sure, do I give turn, do I just hit? So I've actually kind of missed a turn with Delegazar, and in fact the Seagull was going to come in and kill my Flutter Drake anyway, so yeah, I just don't quite have enough time to close out the game. So a little bit of a rethink to get rid of the end of the team. Concept number 3 here. Now, you can see I've reordered the monsters, so Delegazar is going to get the first turn when I do a team turn. I've also got Black Titan next in line. So here what I'm looking at doing is clearing out the end of the monsters, the 2 Diamondoids with the Black Titan, because the Black Titan is going to come in and poison them, so then I can very quickly kill them off with Nova Drake. I've also got Freeze Cobra in there for an auto poison to take out the monsters which I'm leaving. Also, I'm making revive by Aura Dragon, as well as dealing with Valzarain's shield at the end. So you'll see I've optimized this. It's working very, very smoothly for the enemies are on. My teammates are all on low health. Doesn't really matter what I kill here so much. My plan is basically to. I say it doesn't matter. It does matter. I do them in a certain order, but I end up leaving the enemies with Delegazar. That's the idea here. So we give turn and kill off the Tigeron at this point, like we said in the previous time. Take the stun at this point. Then Mechavarthan gets another turn, and I'm going to leave them with the Delegazar. That's the plan here. So I kill off those 2 things. Then Bloomaluga is going to hit my whole team and kill my whole team. It was kind of fluke when I was putting together the team. I worked out kind of what I wanted to do, and then I was like, great, this kills off everything, so it brings in 4 monsters. So Black Titans come in, it's poisoned the enemies. Now Black Titan can retreat to bring in Tenebrae and stealth my Zulong. So Zulong's Link Sneak Attack always ready. Freeze Cobra is just going to skip. This was basically my best run of it, and unfortunately it just didn't quite get there. You'll see it's just a couple of seconds too slow. But anyway, I hit the Diamondoids with an Nova Drake as planned. They die to poison. Seagull comes in, doesn't get a turn yet because because they died to the poison. So Zulong gets the turn for Link Sneak Attack. Unfortunately, Valzarain still has the shield on it, and you can see I'm just 2 seconds too slow. So unfortunately, I had to give up on this and try a 4th tactic. My 4th tactic is very similar to the last one. The main difference is I went and bought Flocculosaurus. I planned to buy Flocculosaurus anyway, but I wasn't going to do it until like Christmas. I was actually going to put it in a video with my Christmas video. But anyway, I decided I needed it. I either needed to come up with a whole new strategy for this battle or just buy Flocculosaurus to speed it up a little bit. Now, the reason why Flocculosaurus is going to speed it up a little bit is because at that point with the 2 Diamondoids, that Black Titan comes in and poisons them, it's not really efficient the way I kill off those Diamondoids. I have to skip with monsters, and I've got then the issue with Valzarain not actually being killed off and stuff. So Basically, Flocculosaurus is going to come in at the same time as Black Titan to kill off those Diamonoids with that hit it does on them. And, the hit plus the poison gets them through their whole ground. So that's the main idea, and we'll see how it pans out. I actually haven't checked this clip just before making this audio. But anyway, as you can see, exactly the same idea of what I'm doing right now. What I did in the previous one. I'm leaving Delegazar alive and killing off the other two monsters. So Blue Maluga's now going to kill off my team with the Hellfire Mortar All. So now everything's getting hit and poisoned. Those two Diamonoids die off, and the enemies do get a couple of turns. I had to put in Heaven's Worm to take that Stealth Bane. That quite nicely makes Dolphreeze line up a bit better as well. Put Dolphreeze in there for times up. It's got both Searguard and Valzarane in the enemy team, and so I can get them pretty nicely with that. I do the Ultra Stone on Blue Maluga because the Detrox Strike, as we saw in the last clip, doesn't quite kill it, so that does kill it off. Also, I had the Heaven's Worm in there for Delegazar to Stealth Bane, so I can do this dual Slayer Bane to kill it off. As you can see, the Protector's dying off, Desikian's in there, but I can now do the times up and clear out the other two. So close, down to 0 seconds, but we managed to get there. The fifth battle introduced a new challenge, and that was RNG. Now, I probably could have made a team which was less RNG based, like that forced the enemy to take certain actions, but I found that even when I had things that I'd expect them to do a certain action, those particular enemies would do different actions. So anyway, the way the battle panned out was quite different each time, and I built a team which was ultimately adaptable so that I felt it could win in multiple different scenarios. Now, the timer actually won. It did not go as I'd expected it to, and so what I've done, what you'll see here is actually two clips. The first one is one which I didn't do, but it did go more as I expected and what I planned for. And the second one is the time I actually did it, and it's, you'll see it's quite different. So anyway, the team that you're looking at here is very different to what I normally build. Well, ish. I've brought in Bitter Beast into the front line to have that stun protection there, and to draw in certain attacks, as we'll see when we get to the clips. And Crimzeus there is basically an alternative to Demon Toad, which in this particular instance, Demon Toad was not working. I can't remember exactly why, but Demon Toad was not what I wanted in here. And so Crimzeus, one interesting thing it will do is it will hopefully give me a Searguard as the Searguard kills it, and then the Searguard lets a kind of Shogun later on in the team do a double counter strike, which brings in my Black Titan that kills off the kind of Shogun, and it makes things flow. That was the original kind of plan there. Now, sometimes Crimzeus gets left alive, in which case I can Vile Rage Nova Drake, which is very much like the Demon Toad's Enraged Teammate. However, while the Enraged Teammate from Demon Toad will put plus 50% damage, attack, that is, sorry, Crimzeus will do double attack. Now, it's not straight up better than Demon Toad's Enraged Teammate because Crimzeus isn't Shadow, and I'm using Assisted Dusk, so it's not going to do... it will do a slightly more damage, but it won't do way more damage. So anyway, we're going to go into the clip. I wanted to show you the team here and show kind of what's going on and how it's a little adaptable and everything before showing the clips. We're going to go to the first clip to show you how I intended for it to be played out. The first thing that happens is that Sherloid randomly wastes some time. Then Cyclozar hits Bitter Beast. That's the plan here. Like with the battle number 3, where I'm drawing in certain attacks, I've got Bitter Beast in there to draw in that attack, and then do the Desperate Bite on Sherloid. Removes the camouflaged protector there, which is just going to be a huge issue. Now, they've got a lot of roaring entrants in this, which really slows down, just gives you less time to do what you want to do in this team. So I then get rid of the stun protection, so that I can do the stun wave. Now, as planned, the Chrono Killer hit Crimzeus, so I've got a Searguard next in line. Nox Dragon's in place. Now, Nova Drake is not enraged, however I can accelerate it, which is going to help out my team a bit. I did a time strike on Desikian so I can get that Swift Chrono Killer, get 2 kills on Delegazar, so Double Bloodthirst is charged. Like I said, I'm building this around Delegazar more than Nova Drake. Delegazar is going to be doing the work with this Double Bloodthirst. I'd keep doing the Assisted Dusk where I can. Now, hitting the Siberian down to low health, it quite reliably stun booms, which, because I got Bitter Beast, doesn't matter at all. It just gets it off the field. So then I can do the another Assisted Dusk, slowly hitting down the enemy's health. More Assisted Dusk, hitting down the enemy's health. That Valzarane I need to try and clear out. Annoyingly, Oak Thulu is not there. And this is where I made the mistake. I forgot to heal on Nova Drake before that attack. So Oak Thulu's hit gets Nova Drake down onto 1 HP. Now, I could have won this battle if I'd thought carefully, but I forgot to do that. So I had to skip with Nox Dragon here, hit. And the reason why I had to skip is because the Houdinoid, whatever, it comes in and does a bolt on Nova Drake if I haven't done that. So yeah, I had to change things a bit as well. And I could have probably hit Shogun here. I think Shogun would have been the better target, or Mechavathon, and then I could have the Slaybane all hit me, and I would have come in and be able to deal with the enemies. But yeah, unfortunately I hit Penguinator at that point, and then it was stuffed. I couldn't finish off this battle. But you could see the strategy coming together. It definitely would have worked had I not forgotten to do the second wind, and then also not messed up right at the end when I was trying to work out what was most efficient. And yeah, nearly got there, but unfortunately not. So this is the time I get to do it. Starts off very much the same, with the Chrono Killer going on... Oh no, it goes on Grim's Heirs. Okay, so here we go. Now we've got to try and think on our feet, do things a bit differently. I have kind of planned for these different scenarios. Stealth Bane on the Willow Worm there is pretty lucky. I think this particular scenario never happened before, and I had to try and work out what I could do with it. So similar kind of idea there with getting the stun on the enemies. That's why I tried to get the Willow Worm there. I was able to accelerate Nova Drake. Sherloid's being a bit of a problem because I can't get around it. So I hesitate here for a second as I try and think, okay, no, I need to get rid of the Sherloid. So I get rid of the Sherloid. Lose probably, I don't know, a second, maybe 2 seconds at that point. And we're still trying to work out what we can do. Luckily, that Desperate Bite lines up very nicely with the Disikian, which I did look ahead. I looked at Seagull, I worked out, and I was like, okay, this is what I can do. And that was the pause there on the killing the Sherloid, trying to work out what was going to happen next. So we were able to take out the Disikian and start clearing out the enemies. Get 3 kills on Nox Dragon there, which means his Link Bloodthirst is charged quite nicely. And I have got basically everything charged up on my monsters as well as stun protection. So I get rid of the annoying Oak Thulu, getting to the end of the enemy team here, and then it hits the Nox Dragon very nicely, so I can start using Link Bloodthirst. And I realise, I don't know if I have enough time for this, but I can actually do single target killing, even though my whole team is like built around spamming Assisted Dusk. I actually switch at this point to some very careful single target killing, using that Raw Bloodthirst to hit round the Protector, with Nova Drake to get rid of both Magatsuo and Mechavathon. Then I can kill off the Houdinoid with, or get Steel Croc, it blocks my attack, with Nox Dragon. And then as you can see, I can clear out the enemy monsters. So brilliantly, it came together and I just about got it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's made you interested in trying out this event when it's next out as well. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next one.